A coalition of progressive Gambians on Wednesday announced the cancellation of a nationwide protest march it had earlier on planned for the 11th of November. Now, the planned protests were meant to serve as a wake-up call for the government to tackle issues of corruption, the high crime rate, and exorbitant cost of living in the country. Mafuji Sise was at the press conference where the cancellation was made.
The planned protest march for November 11th by activists of the coalition of progressive Gambians will have caused trouble not only for the security forces but also the ordinary citizens who may have nothing to do with it if it had gone ahead as planned. All administrative headquarters in the country, including the Makati Square in Banjul, will have been occupied by protesters demanding that government does something about the rate of unemployment, the high crime rate, official corruption, and the high cost of living. But after much consultation between the activists, government, and other stakeholders, the parties came to an agreement wherein the coalition of progressive Gambians will abandon their planned strike while the government tackles the issue raised by the activist group. A positive outcome for what could have potentially been an ugly encounter among the stakeholders that helped in diffusing the tension was the Supreme Islamic Council. Its president is Ismaila Dabo. He revealed how the council had to meet the activists on 5 occasions before a consensus was reached to abort the planned protest.
I want to commend them, thank them for their response to our call. I also want to thank the Gambia government for their commitment by sending people that are part of us since October 30th. We have about 5 sittings, intensive discussion, consultation and dialogue until we reach the agreement which is going to be read today. Supreme Islamic Council is concerned about the peace in this country.
The secretary to the coalition of progressive Gambians, Dauda Demba, stated the role played by the Supreme Islamic Council in bringing the parties together for a dialogue. The activists were represented by their executive, while the Gambia government was represented by officials from the Ministries of Interior and Information, the State Intelligence Services, and the Office of the Inspector General of Police. Also present was Peace Network, consultancy which is committed to ensuring free and fair elections, mediation, peace, education, conflict resolution, negotiations, and reconciliation.
The joint statement on planned November 11 peaceful demonstration. The Gambia Supreme Islamic Council, as a major stakeholder in the maintenance of national peace and stability, has for 5th occasion engaged the coalition of progressive Gambians and the Gambia and the government of the Gambia to dialogue on demands advanced by the pressure group.
Already allegations of bribery were starting to surface, and these were vehemently refuted by Haji Suwane, who then went on to reiterate that the decision to pull the brakes was taken because the government agreed to their demands.
There were allegations of mismanagement and failure to follow procurement procedures. So we call on the attention of the government to address those issues. If you say that maybe we collected brown envelopes, maybe that would be an opinion which I cannot control. But anyway, how I know myself, I don't think this government will be able to bribe me to compromise my integrity or the integrity of the coalition of progressive Gambia. So the fact remains, we are postponing these demonstrations because we are assured by the government of the Gambia that the concerns we raise, the Auditor General has a group, we pointed our finger to the Auditor General that we want to have an engagement with him to know why they are not coming up with punishments on offices or departments that are accused of corruption or mismanagement of public funds.
The fear of the outcome of a nationwide protest that may turn violent and the material and economic destruction it could cause possibly inform government's decision to dialogue with the group. But in any case, the amicable settlement of the planned protest will be highly welcomed by many Gambians who will have fear a repeat of the kind of ugly scenes witnessed during the 3 years Jotna protest, in which many of members of the security forces were adjourned to have used excessive force in dispersing protesters. Could this be the beginning of a new era in the Gambia, where the government is beginning to give a listening ear to its citizens? Well, only time will tell. Mafisise, Eyeafrica News.